Rain hammered the rooftop like a warning when Lena opened her eyes. For one terrifying second, she couldn't breathe. The smell of disinfectant. The thin hospital blanket. The sharp, stabbing pain behind her temples, none of it belonged to her world. She remembered falling asleep on her couch after binge reading a web novel, and waking up in this strange girl's body. A body that did not belong to her. A body belonging to the villainous bully of the novel. Lena, the girl everyone hated. And the moment she tried to sit up, a rush of memories surged into her mind like a tidal wave, slaps thrown at classmates, cruel notes shoved into lockers, laughter echoing as someone else cried. Things she had never done, yet memories this body had lived. Lena gagged. "This can't be happening," she whispered, gripping the bed rails. "I transmigrated into her." In the original story, the campus bully Lena destroyed the heroine's school life. She tormented her, framed her, humiliated her, until the male lead's 3 powerful, obsessive boys joined forces to crush her completely. And the original Lena died miserable, alone, loathed. Lena swallowed hard. Not on my watch. If she wanted to survive, she needed to stay away from the plot. Apologize to everyone, keep her head down, and... The door slammed open. A boy stood there. Tall, cold-eyed, wearing the elite academy uniform like armor. Ethan Luo, the top student, the future CEO, the male lead whose word was law. His gaze cut through her like a blade. "You're awake," he said flatly. Lena forced a trembling smile. Yes. Hi." Ethan's expression didn't change. "Don't pretend you don't know why you're here." "Ah. Right." In the original plot, villain Lena had confronted the heroine on the rooftop, pushed her, and slipped, hitting her head. The heroine cried. The boys rushed to protect her. Lena became the monster. I want to apologize," Lena said carefully. "For everything." Ethan's jaw tightened. His voice dropped, low and icy. "You expect me to believe that?" Lena opened her mouth, but before she could speak, another figure charged in. Miles Chen, the school's star athlete, fiery, impulsive, absurdly handsome, grabbed her wrist as if she might bolt. His dark eyes blazed. "Lena, cut the act. I'm warning you. If you touch her again, I'm not touching anyone." Lena yelped. "I don't want to hurt the heroine, I mean, Sophia." That made both boys pause. Ethan's eyes narrowed. "Since when do you call her by her name?" "Since now." They exchanged a look, sharp, distrustful, unified in their assumption. "You're planning something," Ethan concluded. Lena nearly screamed. "No. I'm trying to change. I'm staying away from the plot, from Sophia." Another wave of wrong words. Why couldn't she speak normally? Why did she keep almost breaking the fourth wall? Miles leaned closer, his voice a growl. "Listen carefully. Sophia was crying earlier. She said she prayed you'd stop ruining her life. And now you're suddenly claiming innocence. Do you think we're idiots?" "What? I haven't even seen her since I woke up." Lena protested. "Exactly," Ethan said softly, dangerously. "You're planning your next move." Lena wanted to bang her head on the wall. These male leads are impossible. But before she could defend herself again, the hospital curtain rustled. A soft, trembling voice drifted in. "Lena, are you awake?" Lena stiffened. Sophia Lynn, the heroine. Sweet, delicate, beloved. The girl whose life Lena was supposed to destroy. Her eyes were red-rimmed, timid, and too perfect. Except, when the boys weren't looking, Sophia's gaze flicked up. Cold. Calculating. A tiny smirk ghosted across her lips. Lena froze. "What?" Sophia stepped forward, her voice trembling for the boy's ears. I'm glad you're okay. I hope you'll stop hurting me." Miles immediately wrapped an arm around her shoulders. "Don't worry, Sophia. We'll protect you." But Sophia's eyes met Lena's again, sharp, triumphant, almost victorious. A chill ran down Lena's spine. Wait. This wasn't the novel's plot. This was something darker. What if the so-called heroine wasn't a victim at all? What if she was the real villain? Sophia gave her one last sweet, poisonous smile. Lena understood instantly. She wasn't the bully in this new version of the story. She was the target. Lena Ju walked out of the hospital with a sense of dread pressing into her spine. The sky above Starlight Academy was painfully blue, as if mocking her. The old Lena would have strutted through the gates like she owned the place. This Lena tiptoed in like someone entering a lion's den. Whispers erupted instantly. "That's Lena Ju." She pushed Sophia Lynn off the rooftop. No remorse at all. "She's dangerous." Lena inhaled sharply. "I just arrived, how are the rumors this fast?" She knew the answer. Sophia Lynn, the pure heroine, always had a talent for letting other people ruin Lena's reputation for her. Lena forced her back straight and kept walking. But halfway to the classroom building, a cold voice cut the air. "Stop." Ethan Luo. He stood beneath the cherry blossom trees, sleeves rolled up, expression carved from marble. A few pink petals slid down his jet-black hair, a contrast so striking it looked cinematic. Girls passing by held their breath. Lena didn't. "I didn't do anything," she said immediately. That's exactly what someone planning something would say. She nearly choked. "Ethan, do you hear yourself?" His gaze sharpened. "I only hear the truth." He stepped closer, invading her space with the overwhelming, suffocating aura of a male lead used to being obeyed. "You will stay away from Sophia," he said quietly. "You will not speak to her. You will not go near her. You will not even look at her. If you do..." He leaned in, voice dropping into a threat disguised as a whisper. "I won't be merciful again." Lena actually laughed, half hysteria, half exhaustion. "I've been trying to stay away from her. Since yesterday. Everyone keeps dragging me into her saintly orbit." Ethan didn't flinch. "Your manipulation won't work." "Manip." Lena threw her hands up. "I literally said I'm sorry." Ethan's eyes flashed with something unreadable. "Too late. Too late." That was what the novel said too, right before the original villainess was destroyed on all sides. But this time Lena wasn't playing that role. "Believe what you want," she said coldly. "But I'm not hurting Sophia. I just want to survive." Something flickered in Ethan's expression, confusion? Doubt. It disappeared as fast as it came. He stepped aside. "Go." Lena didn't wait. She rushed past him. But from behind, Ethan's gaze followed her, tension tightening his jaw. "Why did she look so scared?" he murmured under his breath. Class 2A was suffocatingly silent when Lena entered. Dozens of eyes. Hostility. Fear. Disgust. Not a single seat was empty except hers. Of course. Lena slid into her desk, trying to shrink herself into the chair. "Just stay quiet. Don't start anything. Don't provoke anyone. Don't die." But then the classroom door clicked open. Soft footsteps. Soft gasp. Soft voice. Sorry I'm late." Sophia Lynn." The entire room lit up with sympathy. People practically glowed in her direction. But Sophia's gaze flickered only for a second to Lena. Her expression shifted. Sweet. Innocent. Fake enough to curdle blood. Sophia clutched her books to her chest and walked toward her seat, directly beside Lena. "Why is she walking this way?" Sophia stumbled. Her books slipped from her arms and crashed onto the floor, scattering papers everywhere. The class gasped. Then Sophia whispered, trembling so painfully it sounded rehearsed. "Lena, why did you trip me?" Lena shot up. "What? I didn't even touch you." Students exchanged dark looks. A few whispered under their breath. "Again? She hasn't changed at all. Poor Sophia." Then Miles Chen stormed in, hair messy from sprinting. His eyes locked onto Sophia crumpled on the floor. "Lena Ju." His voice thundered like a storm. "Get away from her." Lena stared, horrified. "I did nothing." She dropped her books herself. Sophia sniffled sweetly, shaking her head. "Elena didn't mean it, Miles. I probably slipped." "Don't blame her." Miles's fury skyrocketed. "You're defending her after she hurt you again?" "Oh my God!" Lena grabbed her hair in frustration. "She didn't slip. She acted. She faked it." The class froze. Miles growled, "Why would Sophia fake anything?" And then, Sophia raised her head. Her eyes locked onto Lena's. Soft smile. Deadly glint. A silent message. "Try to expose me. No one will believe you." Lena's blood ran cold. This wasn't the sweet heroine from the original novel. This was something far more dangerous. A wolf wrapped in silk. And Lena was her perfect prey. By lunchtime, Lena was ready to throw herself into the nearest trash bin and live there permanently. How do you survive when the heroine is secretly a sociopath and the male leads think you're Satan in a school uniform? She trudged toward the cafeteria, still fuming from Miles's earlier outburst. Every whisper she passed felt like a dagger. She tripped Sophia again. She should be expelled. She's shameless. Lena gritted her teeth. "Sophia Lynn. You adorable little demon." She was so deep in her mental rant that she didn't notice someone matching her steps, until a shadow fell over her. A tall figure leaned against the lockers, arms crossed, watching her with a lazy, amused smirk. Adrian Wu. The third male lead. The delinquent heir with a bad reputation, a motorcycle, and an expression that always looked like he was seconds from breaking something, or someone. His eyes slid over her like he was sizing up a puzzle. "Heard you caused drama again," Adrian drawled, stepping into her path. Lena halted. "I didn't. That's not what everyone says." "I don't care what everyone says." Adrian's smirk widened. "Liar. You're trembling." Lena clamped her arms to her sides. "It's cold. It's 29 degrees. I have poor circulation. You're scared." Lena shut her mouth. She was scared. Terrified. But that didn't mean she would admit it to this arrogant delinquent with devilish dimples. Adrian leaned down, lowering his voice. "So tell me the truth. What are you planning?" For the last time, Lena snapped, "I'm not plotting anything. I'm trying to avoid Sophia. The universe just won't let me." Adrian's dark brows lifted. "Avoiding her? That's new. I've literally never tried bullying her today." "Today," he repeated, amused. "So tomorrow you'll try again?" Lena threw her hands up. "Are all the male leads this impossible?" He blinked. "Male?" She froze. "No. No. No. I said that out loud." Adrian's smirk sharpened. "What exactly do you see us as, Lena?" "Nothing. Forget I said anything," she yelped, practically sprinting away. Adrian watched her go, eyes narrowing with curiosity. "She's different," he muttered. The cafeteria was packed, buzzing with noise. Sophia sat at the center of attention like a glowing sun orbited by admiring classmates. And when she saw Lena, her expression softened. "Too softly. Lena," Sophia called sweetly, "I saved you a seat." The entire cafeteria fell silent. Every eye turned to Lena. Miles stood behind Sophia protectively, glaring daggers. Ethan sat to the side, watching with a chilling sort of calm. Lena's soul left her body. Why would she save me a seat? What is this demon heroine planning now? Sophia patted the chair. "Come sit next to me." "Absolutely not." Lena took a step back. "No thanks." "Lena," Sophia's voice trembled prettily. "Are you avoiding me?" Miles slammed his tray on the table. "Of course she is. She's feeling guilty." "I am avoiding you," Lena burst out, "because every time I breathe near you, something terrible happens and I get blamed." Gasps. Shocked faces. And Sophia's eyes wide, wounded, shining. "Perfect. Lena," she whispered. "I would never try to hurt you." Lena stared at her. Sophia smiled softly. And for 1 second, just one, her gaze flashed cold. A warning. A threat. Lena's pulse hammered. "I'm not sitting with you," Lena said stiffly. "I just want peace." Miles scoffed. "You think you deserve peace after what you've done?" "I haven't done anything." Ethan pushed back his chair, standing slowly. His presence alone silenced the cafeteria. "Lena." His voice was calm, but dangerously sharp. "You're creating a scene." "I'm not. I'm trying to leave the scene." "Sit," Ethan ordered. Lena glared. "I'm not sitting." The tension snapped. Suddenly, Sophia swayed. Ah! And she fell sideways, directly toward Lena. Lena instinctively stepped back to avoid another fake incident. But Ethan caught Sophia, holding her protectively, and the entire cafeteria erupted. Lena dodged. She let Sophia fall. She really hates her. Lena felt the blood drain from her face. Sophia clung to Ethan's sleeve, trembling. Ethan, don't blame her, maybe she didn't mean to. But her eyes met Lena's. Smirking. Triumphant. Checkmate. Lena realized something horrifying. Sophia wasn't just framing her. She was isolating her. Turning the whole school against her. Piece by piece. And Lena was running out of moves. The bell rang, slicing through the cafeteria's chaos like a blade. Lena didn't wait. She turned and bolted. Behind her, voices rose in accusation and pity and outrage, but she didn't care. She ran until she found the empty stairwell at the far end of the academic building and collapsed onto the cold steps. Her hands trembled. Her lungs burned. Her brain screamed. Why am I fighting for my life in a young adult campus romance? She pressed her forehead to her knees and forced herself to breathe. That girl, she's trying to destroy me, she whispered. Why? Why change the plot? Why target me? The original Lena bullied Sophia. This Lena did nothing. And Sophia still attacked. So either Sophia remembered the original timeline, or Sophia had always been a villain who weaponized victimhood to manipulate the boys. Neither option was good. Both were terrifying. A faint creak echoed above her. Lena stiffened. Slow, measured footsteps descended. She didn't look up. She didn't have to. The air itself darkened as Ethan Luo appeared at the top of the stairs, hands in pockets, expression unreadable. Of all people. Why did you run? Ethan asked, stepping down toward her with quiet, controlled force. Lena shot him a dead stare. Because I didn't feel like getting burned at the stake. He stopped in front of her, gaze dropping to her shaking hands. You're afraid? No, Lena lied instantly. Yes. His voice softened dangerously, like silk covering steel. And fear makes people unpredictable. Lena rolled her eyes. You're acting like I'm going to stab someone behind a vending machine. I'm acting, Ethan said calmly, like someone who's trying to prevent a repeat of your past behavior. This isn't my past behavior, this is the past behavior of the original owner of this body, she blurted. Ethan paused. The original, what? Lena slapped a hand over her mouth. Great. Brilliant. Amazing. Another near transmigration leak. I just mean, people can change, she corrected quickly. Ethan studied her for a long, heavy moment. She could practically hear his brain calculating. Then he sat on the step directly above hers, close enough that his shoes brushed her shoulder. Lena, he said quietly, if you don't want people to misunderstand you, stop running. Lena stared at him like he'd grown 3 heads. Ethan. The entire school literally thinks I'm a supervillain. Running is a survival instinct. Face things. Sophia is framing me. Even if that were true, Ethan said, voice low, you have too much history for anyone to believe you. Lena froze. Something in the way he said it, soft, almost regretful, unnerved her more than anger ever could. You really think I'm hopeless, she whispered. Ethan didn't answer. He didn't have to. The rest of the day dragged like a prison sentence. Students avoided her. Teachers eyed her warily. And Sophia smiled. Everywhere Lena went, Sophia appeared with perfectly timed clumsiness, trembling lashes, and whispered apologies that somehow still made Lena look guilty. By the time school ended, Lena was exhausted. She hugged her bag and hurried toward the gates when someone grabbed her elbow. Strong fingers. A sharp tug. Lena spun around and found herself staring into the dark, stormy eyes of Adrian Wu. He dragged her behind a storage shed near the sports field. Hey. Let go. Lena hissed, yanking back. Adrian didn't release her. His gaze bore into her like he was peeling her apart layer by layer. Tell me the truth, he said quietly. Lena blinked. What truth? You were shaking earlier. Adrian leaned closer, voice dropping to a dangerous murmur. And when Sophia fell, you moved like someone avoiding a threat. Not someone being cruel. Lena's breath caught. His expression not mocking. Not angry. Suspicious. But observant. You're hiding something, Adrian said. And I want to know what it is. Lena swallowed. Why do you care? Adrian's jaw clenched. For the first time, she saw something raw flicker in his eyes. Because, he said, someone who looks that scared shouldn't be left alone. Her heart skipped. But before she could respond, a soft voice drifted around the corner. Elena. Adrian. Sophia stepped into view, clutching her backpack to her chest. Her eyes widened innocently at their proximity. Oh, am I interrupting something? Lena stiffened. Adrian's grip on her arm tightened. And Sophia's gaze slipped past her polite mask, revealing a flicker of cold triumph. Exactly as she'd planned. Sophia stepped forward timidly. Adrian, don't be too harsh on Lena. She doesn't mean to hurt people. She just can't help it. Adrian's eyes darkened. Lena felt the trap snap shut. Sophia smiled softly. But her eyes whispered. One by one, I'll take them all from you. For a long, agonizing moment, none of them moved. Sophia stood in front of the shed like a porcelain doll placed with perfect precision, hands demurely folded, lashes trembling, expression soft enough to make even statues pity her. But her eyes, those were knives. Adrian finally let go of Lena's arm. Slowly. Too slowly. Sophia noticed. Of course she did. Adrian, Sophia whispered, stepping closer, Lena and I don't want you to worry. Really. Her voice wavered like she was moments from tears. Lena gritted her teeth. Every time this girl blinked, someone lost brain cells and logic. I wasn't worrying, Adrian said flatly. Sophia smiled, small, fragile, manipulative. But, you came searching for Lena after lunch, didn't you? Adrian paused. Lena blinked. He did what? Sophia continued sweetly. I told Miles and Ethan you probably wanted to make sure she wasn't upset. You're so kind, Adrian. Lena felt the earth tilt. Adrian's jaw clenched. I wasn't. Sophia stepped closer, tugging lightly at his sleeve, her eyes watered just enough to shimmer. I'm grateful. Lena, she must understand you're only trying to help. Lena stared at her. At her perfect expression. Her flawless tone. Her delicate fingers brushing Adrian's arm like she owned him. And suddenly, like a light flickering, Lena saw something new. Sophia wasn't just framing her. She was testing Adrian. Watching how he reacted. Watching his expression when Lena was involved. She wants to see which male lead cracks first. A chill shot up Lena's spine. Sophia wasn't targeting her only to destroy her reputation. Sophia was using her as bait. A catalyst. A tool. A prop in the heroine's twisted little experiment. And the boys were falling straight into it. Adrian gently removed Sophia's hand from his sleeve. You misunderstood. Sophia's breath hitched, as if wounded. I wasn't searching for Lena, Adrian continued. I just saw something off. Lena blinked. Off? What do you mean? Sophia asked softly. Adrian's eyes shifted toward Lena. She looked like she'd been crying. Lena stiffened. I wasn't crying. Adrian raised a brow. Okay, I was crying on the inside, she muttered. Sophia's eyes widened with gentle surprise. Oh. Lena. I didn't know you were so sensitive. That deceptively sweet voice scraped across Lena's nerves like sandpaper. I'm not sensitive, Lena snapped. I'm just tired of being blamed for things I didn't do. Sophia tilted her head. But, you did push me before, right? She asked quietly. Even if you didn't mean to. Lena's mouth dropped open. Because in the original timeline? Yes. The villainess did. But in this timeline? No. Lena shouted. I literally just woke up yesterday and she slapped her hands over her mouth. Adrian and Sophia stared at her. Lena's brain screamed. Great job. Amazing job. Announce your reincarnation next. Why don't you hand out flyers too? She forced a shaky laugh. I mean, I've been reflecting. Reflecting so hard I forgot things. Adrian gave her a strange look. Sophia's lips curved faintly. Lena, are you okay? Her tone was drenched in concern, but her eyes gleamed with silent victory. Adrian stepped in front of Lena suddenly, blocking Sophia's view of her. His voice dropped low. Sophia, don't push her right now. Sophia froze. Lena's eyes widened. Adrian defended her. Sophia's mask didn't crack, but her fingers tightened around her backpack strap. I'm not pushing her, she whispered. I'm trying to understand. Adrian didn't flinch. Well, don't. For the first time, Sophia's expression flickered, barely noticeable, but there. A crack. Small. Sharp. Promising. Sophia sucked in a breath, forcing her eyes to shine with hurt. I see. I'm sorry. She turned and hurried away, delicate shoulders trembling. Adrian didn't move. Lena didn't breathe. And then, why did you say you just woke up yesterday? Adrian asked quietly. Lena nearly screamed. I meant I woke up from that head injury. You know, concussion amnesia, she blurted. You don't have amnesia. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Yes, Lena. Adrian's voice dipped. Just her name. But it silenced her instantly. You're hiding something, he said. And I won't let Sophia use you. Lena stared, stunned. Why? Adrian looked away, eyes shadowed with something dark. Because the way she looks at you, his jaw tightened. It reminds me of my mother. Lena's heart stumbled. You're a mother? Adrian's fists clenched. I recognize the expression of someone pretending to be weak. His voice was low, lethal. And I don't like it. A cold wind rustled the leaves. For the first time, Lena realized. Adrian wasn't just suspicious. He was starting to believe her. The first crack. The first shift in the story. The first sign that Sophia's perfect mask was beginning to fracture. The wind picked up as Lena walked home alone, her steps slow, heavy, echoing down the quiet tree-lined street outside Starlight Academy. She needed space away from Sophia's acting, away from Adrian's piercing questions, away from the plot that stalked her like a curse. Everything was wrong. Sophia was wrong. The story was wrong. Even the male leads were starting to deviate. Especially Adrian. Why is he noticing things? Why is he defending me? Why is he? Her thoughts screeched to a halt. Someone was following her. A faint crunch of gravel. A shadow lengthening behind her. Lena didn't turn immediately, she just quickened her pace, trying to pretend she didn't hear the footsteps matching hers. One step faster. Another step faster. The shadow matched her perfectly. Her pulse spiked. Please don't be a kidnapper. Please don't be plot-related. Please don't be. Lena. His voice was soft. Deep. Familiar. Lena froze. Slowly, she turned. And her stomach dropped. Ethan. Ethan Luo stood beneath the street lamp, hands in his pockets, expression impossibly calm for someone who had clearly been stalking her for 3 blocks. The golden light cut across his face, highlighting sharp cheekbones, unreadable eyes, and a tension in his jaw that looked dangerously close to frustration. Lena stared at him, horrified. Were you following me? Ethan didn't deny it. He stepped forward, stopping only when he was too close, too tall, too overwhelming. You left school without waiting for your driver. So, it's not illegal to walk home. It's unsafe. I'm not a baby. You're reckless. I'm literally just walking. Ethan's brows pulled together, the tiniest crease, but enough to betray something simmering beneath his calm facade. I heard what Adrian said to you. Lena's heart stopped. From where? The hallway. Ethan, the hallway is nowhere near the sports field shed. A pause. He looked away. Lena gasped. You were following me the whole time? Ethan's voice dropped, low and dangerous. You looked unstable today. I looked, excuse-me? Ethan held her stare, unblinking. You were shaking in class. You couldn't focus. You ran out of the cafeteria. And then Adrian dragged you somewhere alone. Ethan's voice was soft, but edged with steel. That is what unstable looks like. Lena wanted to scream. I was stressed. That's different. Stressed people don't look like they're hiding. I'm not hiding. You're lying. I'm literally not. Ethan leaned in. His breath brushed her ear as he whispered. Then why do you look like something is hunting you? Lena went still. Completely still. Because he wasn't wrong. Sophia was hunting her. Manipulating her. Setting traps. Turning the whole school against her with flawless martyrdom. But she couldn't say any of that. Ethan wouldn't believe her. No one would. She swallowed hard. I'm just tired. Ethan studied her face, eyes narrowing as if searching for cracks. You've changed, he said quietly. Lena's breath hitched. You used to glare at everyone, Ethan murmured. You used to anger easily. You used to be vicious. He paused. But today, you looked scared. The word hung between them like a confession neither had meant to speak. Lena whispered, so what if I'm scared? Ethan's lashes lowered slightly. You don't get to be scared. She recoiled. Excuse me? You made people fear you for years, he said. Now you run from everything, including consequences. Ethan, I'm not running. I'm trying to survive something you can't see. His gaze sharpened. Then show me. I can't. Why? Because you'll think I'm crazy. I already think you're unpredictable. Lena opened her mouth, ready to argue again, but Ethan suddenly took her wrist. Lena froze. His fingers were warm, firm, unyielding. Come with me. What? Where? I'm taking you home. I don't need an escort. I'm not giving you a choice. Ethan, let go. He didn't. Not even when she pulled. Not even when she glared. His grip only tightened, not painfully, but possessively, as if he refused to let her slip out of his reach. And then, voice soft enough to shock her, Ethan said. I don't want you walking alone. Lena stared. The cold, logical, untouchable male lead worried. About her? No. Absolutely not. This wasn't right. This wasn't in the original story at all. Ethan noticed her silence and looked down at her, expression unreadable. You're not fine, he murmured. Even if you pretend to be. Lena's chest tightened. Something dangerous was shifting. Not just in the story. In Ethan. But before she could react, a soft voice echoed from behind them. Ethan. Lena. Lena's blood turned to ice. Sophia stood under the street lamp at the end of the block. Tears clung to her lashes. Her lip trembled. And in the dim glow, her eyes gleamed with something sharp and poisonous. Exactly what Sophia wanted. Lena's wrist held firmly in Ethan's hand. A perfect picture of betrayal. Sophia's voice broke. Why are you two together? Ethan didn't let go of Lena. Sophia's smile cracked. And Lena realized. Sophia's game was no longer subtle. For one breathless moment, the world froze. Ethan still held Lena's wrist. Sophia stood under the street lamp like a fragile angel cracked in half. And Lena felt the trap tight, deliberate, closing around all of them. Sophia's voice trembled as she took a step forward. Ethan. Lena. I didn't expect. She swallowed, as if holding back sobs. The two of you, walking home together. Lena immediately tried to yank her wrist free. We weren't, it's not Ethan just. Ethan didn't loosen his grip. Sophia noticed. Her eyes shimmered with a pain so beautiful, so delicate, it looked almost holy. Lena wanted to scream. You're not sad. You're enjoying this. Sophia approached slowly, each step echoing on the pavement like a countdown to disaster. Ethan, she whispered softly, you said you were too busy to walk me home today. Ethan stiffened. Oh, that was bad. Sophia continued, voice breaking. But you had time for her? Lena waved her free hand wildly. Stop implying things. He wasn't, this isn't, he was just. Protecting you? Sophia asked quietly. Lena shut her mouth. Because, yes. That's exactly what Ethan had been doing. Sophia's lashes lowered, her figure trembling just enough to look tragically perfect. "I know I shouldn't feel upset," she murmured. "I know Lena and I have a complicated relationship. But..." Her voice cracked. "I didn't know Ethan worried about her safety." Ethan finally reacted. His jaw tightened, guilt flickered across his eyes. "Sophia," he said lowly, "that's not what this is." She gave him a heartbreaking smile. "That's what everyone always says." The delicate tremble of her lip. That soft look of betrayal. Her tiny, fragile hands clutching her skirt. Lena recognized it now. This wasn't innocence. This was a performance. A masterclass in manipulation. Sophia stepped closer to Ethan, tears shining under the street lamp. "Why didn't you tell me?" she whispered. "Why didn't you tell me Lena was important?" "She's not." Lena practically screamed. Sophia flinched. Ethan shot Lena a warning look, but Lena didn't care. This was insane. "I'm not important to him," Lena insisted. "We aren't close. We aren't anything. He was following me because she didn't look okay," Ethan finished. Sophia inhaled sharply. And Lena knew instantly. Wrong. Wrong answer. Very wrong answer. Sophia's fingers tightened around the strap of her purse. "But I wasn't okay," she said softly. "Not after lunch. Not after everyone blamed Lena again." She looked down, voice trembling like leaves in the wind. "I cried, and I waited, but Ethan didn't come find me." Ethan's shoulders tensed. Lena's headache reached new levels. Sophia lifted her gaze again, eyes shining with fragile hope. "Ethan, am I not someone you worry about anymore?" Her voice broke on the last word. Ethan opened his mouth, but nothing came out. He hesitated. Lena saw the exact second Sophia noticed. Sophia's expression faltered only a flicker, but enough. Enough for Lena to realize something chilling. Sophia didn't just want the boys. She wanted their complete, unquestioning devotion. She wanted all of them orbiting her like planets around a sun. And Ethan hesitating? Unacceptable. Sophia took another trembling breath, stepping backward. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I shouldn't have asked that. I'll go." She turned away. Her shoulders shaking. Her soft sniffles carrying through the night. Ethan instinctively took a step to follow. Lena grabbed his sleeve. "Stop." He paused, startled. Lena's heart hammered, but she forced the words out. "She's manipulating you." Ethan went still. For a full, terrifying second, he didn't speak. Then, "Lena." His voice was soft, almost dangerous. "Don't say things like that. I'm serious. She's setting me up, she's doing it on purpose. You don't understand, Sophia. You don't see her clearly, and you don't know her history." Lena froze. "Her history?" Ethan's eyes were ice. "Sophia's been bullied her whole life," he said quietly. "You were the worst of them." Lena stared at him. Ethan continued, "Sophia doesn't manipulate. She doesn't hurt anyone. She's kind. Gentle. She forgives too easily. If she's upset, it's because she's scared of you. I didn't do anything. I can't take your word for that." Lena felt something inside her crack. Not physically. Emotionally. Something small and fragile and furious. "So you trust her over me?" Lena whispered. Ethan didn't hesitate this time. "Yes." The word struck harder than she expected. Ethan moved to follow Sophia, but Lena stepped in front of him. "I know you hate me," she said quietly. "But if you walk after her right now, she'll use it." Ethan's expression sharpened. "Use it?" "Yes. She wants you to choose her. She wants me isolated. She wants..." "Lena." His voice cut her off. Cold. Final. "You don't get to accuse Sophia with no proof." Lena's breath caught. Proof. How was she supposed to prove something that everyone else was too blinded to see? Ethan stepped past her. Lena reached out involuntarily. "Ethan." He didn't turn around. He walked away. Toward Sophia. Toward the heroine. Toward the center of the trap. Lena watched until his figure disappeared into the shadows. Her chest ached, a slow burn, sharp and unfair. She whispered to the empty street. I'm not the villain in this story. But the night swallowed the words whole. And somewhere in the darkness ahead, Sophia smiled. By the time Lena reached the school courtyard the next morning, everything felt wrong. Students whispered as she passed. A few pointed. Some even glared. Her phone buzzed non-stop. Anonymous message. Bully Lena strikes again. Don't trust her fake innocence. Be careful around her. Lena froze. No, this wasn't random gossip. Someone orchestrated it. Sophia. The realization tasted bitter on her tongue. She clenched her fists and walked faster. She had no proof yesterday, but today? The air itself felt like a warning. She approached her homeroom and stopped dead. Inside, Sophia sat at her desk, surrounded by boys. Ethan. Liam. Noel. All three looked furious. Protective. Ready to kill for her. Sophia's voice trembled as she spoke just loudly enough for the class to hear, head bowed like a porcelain doll in pain. I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want anyone to fight for me. Noel slammed his hand on a desk. What kind of monster sent you those messages? Liam's jaw was clenched so tight it looked painful. Whoever did this is sick. Ethan stood beside Sophia like her personal knight, his eyes dark with cold anger. Don't worry, he told her gently. We'll take care of it. Sophia sniffed, wiping her eyes. It's my fault for being weak. Students murmured. She's too kind. She doesn't deserve this. Who would target Sophia, except? The glances swung toward Lena like knives. Of course. The timing was perfect. The emotional story flawless. Sophia's trembling devastation beautiful. A masterpiece of victimhood. And then Sophia looked up and saw Lena in the doorway. Her expression flickered. Just for a fraction of a heartbeat. A microsecond break. A crack of something dark, satisfied, vicious. Then it vanished under fragile innocence. Lena, she whispered shakily, did you get messages too? The class held its breath. Lena looked straight at her. I didn't send them. Sophia blinked slowly. I never said you did. Lies. Invisible lies painted in gold. Ethan stepped forward, protective fury tightening his voice. Lena, he said low, if you know anything about this, you need to speak up. Sophia won't blame you. She just wants peace. Sophia quietly shook her head. Ethan, don't accuse her. She'd never, I don't think she would. The soft stutter. The hesitant defense. The trembling doubt. Perfect enough that even Ethan flinched with guilt. Perfect enough that everyone else interpreted it as kindness, not calculated cruelty. Lena stared at her, cold realization settling like ash. Sophia wasn't the heroine. She was the villain. And Lena? She was the sacrifice. Fine. If no one believed her words, she'd give them truth they couldn't ignore. Lena reached into her bag and pulled out a printout. She slapped it onto the teacher's desk. Students gathered, confused. What's that? Lena crossed her arms. A record of the IP address that sent the anonymous messages. Ethan froze. Liam looked stunned. Noel leaned in. Sophia's hand tightened on the desk, knuckles turning pale. Because she knew. She knew before anyone else. Lena continued, voice steady but ice-cold. It was sent from a device connected to the school's faculty Wi-Fi. A device that logs in with a student ID before connecting. Dead silence. Lena stepped forward and slammed her finger on the highlighted line. Student ID, S0731, Sophia Hale. A ripple of shock tore through the room. No way. Sophia. She wouldn't. Is this real? Sophia stood abruptly, chair screeching. I don't know what that is, she cried, tears welling. Someone must have hacked me. Someone must want to frame me. Lena raised one brow. Convenient. Sophia trembled. I'm not smart enough to do that. That's the problem, Lena said. You're not as innocent as you pretend. Ethan narrowed his eyes at Lena, defensive instinct kicking back in. Anyone can fake a printout. Except, Lena said calmly, I also checked the school's security logs. Another printout hit the desk. Sophia's face turned paper white. Because this one showed something worse. Cafeteria camera footage. 12:32 p.m. Yesterday. Sophia walking alone, holding her phone. Typing. Sending. Then fixing her expression before returning to class. A perfect performance. Caught in a single frame. No, Sophia whispered. No, I didn't. She broke. Or rather, she pretended to break. She collapsed to her knees, sobbing into her hands. I didn't do anything. Why do you hate me? A few students hesitated. But the illusion was cracking. Finally, they were seeing. Liam stepped back, eyes wide. Noel muttered, holy shit. Even Ethan looked shaken, gaze flickering between Sophia and the evidence. But Sophia wasn't done. Through shaken breaths, she reached toward Ethan. Ethan, you believe me, right? Her voice shattered. You always believe me. Everyone waited. Ethan looked down at her. Conflicted, stunned, hurt. And then he took a slow step back. Sophia's eyes snapped open. That tiny recoil. That inch of distance. That hesitation. She saw it. And something ugly, twisted, feral flashed behind her tears. Lena inhaled sharply. There it was. The real Sophia. Sophia stood, tears drying instantly as her expression went blank and cold. Her voice dropped into a whisper that sent chills through the room. You think you've won? Lena met her gaze. No, she said. I think the truth finally did. A second passed. Sophia smiled. Not sweet. Not gentle. Not innocent. A slow, cutting smile. We'll see. She brushed past Lena, shoulder bumping hers, and walked out of the classroom. The room stayed frozen in stunned silence. Ethan let out a long, unsteady breath. Lena, he said softly. I didn't know. Lena didn't answer. Because the war wasn't over. Sophia wasn't done. And Lena could feel it. The sharp, electric hum of danger still crawling under her skin. Sophia Hale wasn't the heroine. She was the final boss. And Lena had just made herself the new target.